Hey guys, welcome to a special video. My name's Manny Hanif. I know I've not done a video for a while. Now, this is not one of those videos where I've got some high-tech equipment behind me or fancy stuff. It's going to be pure content, okay? I think that's what people need. They need pure content. I'm not really fan of high-tech stuff. I've got to have the latest high-tech stuff. I've got to have the latest flashing gadgets in the background and everything else. Yes, it probably helps with views, probably works for other people. Well, I like to do my style of content, which is unfiltered, raw content in the style of me, which I was known for all those years. Okay, cool. So, as you can see, as the title of this video suggests, how I made £994.50 in 2 days using TikTok and AI. Okay, now this is probably going to really blow you away with how simple this is, and most people complicate this because what I'm going to do is over the next few days we're going to be covering three major platforms. We're going to cover Facebook, we're going to cover Instagram, and we're going to cover TikTok, which is right now. Okay, so pretty much these platforms are client acquisition platforms. These tools, they're completely free, and if you're not utilizing them properly, you're missing out. Okay, so as you can see, September 17th last month, and from the 18th, in just over 2 days, I was able to make, 2 days, I was able to make £994.50, and that was through an affiliate product, right? An affiliate product. I'm going to show you exactly how I did this because AI wrote the entire post, the entire copy of the videos and everything else that I did. AI did everything for me, okay, to make things easy. So pretty much that is how I did it. I'm going to show you the technique, the formula, how your profile should be positioned. Okay, so if I go down, let's go down. Okay, so the first thing is there's actually three ways in how you can use TikTok. Okay, and the first one is you need to make sure that whenever you're on TikTok and you're browsing the FYP page, something is going to make you stop the scroll. Okay, that's why at the first position it's very important to understand that this is the magnetic phase, okay, the magnetic awareness phase, which stops the scroll. Now, when it comes to TikTok, guys, the first 3 seconds, okay, your hook, that is very important, guys, okay, because within the first 3 seconds, literally, when you're on websites and people have 6 to 10 seconds to decide whether to buy from you or not. With TikTok, it's actually 3 seconds because it's short form content. People are always scrolling every single day, right? The average time spent on TikTok is about an hour now, right? It was 40 minutes. So TikTok rewards the first 3 seconds. That's why it's important to have a hook, which is to have the hook attention really fast. And the goal isn't followers because it's actually awareness from the right audience, okay? And this is why it's important to use storytelling or relatable situations to pull your client in, okay? So, as you can see on the left-hand side, okay, here, you will see it says, big mistake people make with car parts, right? Big mistake people make with car parts. Now, as you can see, the first thing that really captures my attention on this was obviously the subject in the video, which is a young man, and the headline, which draws people in. It says big mistake people make with car parts, right? So he's highlighted the actual mistake people make with car parts. So straight away that draws me in. I'm interested. See, if I was a person who's interested in car parts and he's a mechanic, that would draw me in. Okay, so the awareness is there, right? That's the magnetic pull. What this piece of content does, this piece of video. Okay, so the first 3 seconds are very crucial in your video, which is the awareness stage. Okay, hope that makes sense to you. Now, number two, you have to build the emotional trust. Now, number one, you have the awareness, right? And number two is building that trust. Now, the way you do this is, first of all, is have some sort of content that's going to nurture your audience on TikTok. Okay, so as you can see, this on my account, I only have 780 followers. Right, there's not a lot of followers, but from this profile alone, I was able to make that money. Right, this profile alone, I was able to make a ton of cash using AI. Okay, and by using a combination of story based and behind the scenes content. So what do I mean by that? Well, me on the computer, me on holiday, me going out. So I'm actually mixing the story and the value and giving proof. So story, it means people can relate to my story. So I'm talking about my journey, why I started, and why people should start, because there's going to be people out there who can relate to my story, right? There's people out there who will be able to relate into my story, right? And that's why people engage. Now, the next phase is value, because the value means you're going to have some kind of authority. So if you're giving people value, some tips without expecting anything back, that's going to build your authority. People will see you as an expert, right? And the other thing is proof. Now, you might say, Manny, I don't have a single proof because I've not made any money. Well, I say that's bullshit, because you can always gather proof from existing successful people and model on them. And it's called the reporter approach. Have you ever seen these journalists where these podcasters are interviewing successful people? That person might not have the expertise, but they're interviewing that particular person who's got the expertise, right? People are building $1 million brands based on just interviewing people. And this is why you can actually use this tactic on TikTok, where if you give people enough proof or existing proof from students who are having success with what you're offering, it's going to build your credibility. Okay, so you will have story, value, and proof. And this way, these are the 3 types of videos I focus on TikTok always. Is story, where you literally simply put out your story, what you're doing, why you did this, what happened to you. Happens in movies, happens in songs. Storytelling is very important, guys. I promise you, storytelling will, whether it's a brand new small business starting out, on whenever you're going to a fine restaurant, at the back of the menu, if you flip it over, at the back there's a story. And I'm fascinated by those stories. It just draws you in, right? And that's what people buy into. People buy into your story. Teach, which is, are you a person of authority that can teach people a particular subject? Are you a person of authority that can show people exactly why they should listen to you? Because when you're in that position where you can give a story, you can teach, people will trust you, right? And the final thing is a call to action. Sign up here, comment below, DM me, click the link in my bio, right? That's very important. Now with TikTok, you need at least 1,000 followers to have a link in the bio. Right now, I don't even have a link in my bio, and I was still able to do that, right? So there's no excuse. You can literally do this with 20 followers, 30 followers, 50 followers. It doesn't really matter, right? So that is very important and very crucial for you guys to understand, because the story will sell, and then what sells is value and the proof that you give, okay? Now, if I scroll down, okay, we have attention. How you can convert that attention into action and get people to sell. So get people to buy. So as you can see here, we have a profile of an existing marketer or whoever she is. She has a link in the bio, okay? And then here we have people who are engaged. They are simply putting the word start because people were instructed to do this. So when you instruct people to do something, they do it. So it's important for you to instruct people. Okay? If you tell people to do a certain thing in order to learn more from you, people will do it. Click here. Turn over to the next page. Comment below. DM me. DM me for more info. Now that small commitment, if people can do that, they are most likely to buy from you. Okay? So the goal isn't just views, it's conversions. This is where people get stuck. People get obsessed with vanity metrics and views and shit like that. That doesn't really matter. That's vanity metrics. Because when you have a clear call to action in videos like this and captions like DM me the word client or link in bio for free training, people take action. So in this case, I recommend you use micro offers like PDFs, VSLs, or free calls to get people to opt in, to get people to pull people in deeper. Okay, because these consistent calls to action leads to inbound leads, and I've had hundreds and hundreds of inbound leads from TikTok alone in the last couple of months, literally, that have converted to sales. I'll be honest with you, TikTok is a gold mine right now, and I can't stress it enough. It's a gold mine if you know how to position yourself properly. And the ones that do it are going to win big. Okay? So you've got awareness, trust, and action. Converting attention into action. Okay? So the key thing that you need to take away from this video, guys, is you don't really need millions of followers to get shitloads of clients, right? In fact, you need the right message, the right trust, and the right system. And if you master these 3 steps, TikTok becomes your best salesperson even while you sleep, right? Even when you're chilling out, relaxing, TikTok can actually become your magnetic engine. And this is where silent buyers come into play. Because there's been occasions where some of my clients, if they've got links in their bio and they go to sleep, the next day they've made sales, right? Simply because I told them to do it this way. So, guys, take notes from this video. If you found a value in this video, subscribe to my channel, comment below, share this video if you have to. Because if you think about it, if you have a TikTok page and you don't know what to do, you're just going to simply post your videos for the sake of it, you're going to really fail. So if you want to learn more on how you can do this, go to levelsabovementorship.com, watch the free video, book a call with me, and let's have a conversation or comment below. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye.